Come to Berlin. To Berlin you come if you need to cream off your life's everyday theater. Come if you want to have an approach to logic based on firm dialectics. Come if you want to breathe in how history ends every day. Come if you want to see the social disintegration of the Turks abused by the German labor market. Come if you want to see free women by night and enslaved women by day. Come if you want to be knocked down by a seamless cultural production where the author has the highest profile and lives off poverty and bruises. Come if you want to live out the traces of the memory of a cold Orient. Come if you want to see Cyrillic characters pour down. Come see the failure of multiculturalism. Come see the Nazi ghosts roam around the German fear. Come if you want to get a heart attack from speed-faced. Come if you want to go clapping from Monday to Monday. Come if you want to see the sky swallow the horizon while fading into the skyline of grey and black cement blocks. Come if you want to come if you want to end up taking pictures in an abandoned Soviet military hospital. Come if you want to hate the imbecile howling in Kottbusser because come if you want to hate the imbecile howling in Cottbusser because he thinks Berlin is the freest city in the world. Come if you delight in seeing how junkies cheat. Come if you delight in seeing how junkies cheat on tourists. Come if you want to have sex freely and without neuroses in an algebra made of fixed-term polar balances. Come if you want to eat mini pizzas at the imbecile Schlesische store while listening to swear words in Neapolitan. Come if you want to see how beautiful medical offices are. Come if you want to get lost in the silent architectures of the western quadrant of Schöneberg, Charlottenburg, Wilmersdorf. Come if you want to have a picnic on a landing strip. Come if you want to see how Turks are being kicked out by the real estate speculations in Neukölln. Come see the shop windows with sequined hijabs. Come dance the history of the last 20 years of techno with musicians who Come dance the history of the last 20 years of techno with musicians who elsewhere cost billions and here play for 50 people. Come if you want to eat a currywurst at Curry 36 in Merichdam and puke all night. Come if you want to scratch Mercedes cars with a knife. Come if you want to see how Mitte is begging for credibility in the economic rot of post-speculation East Berlin. Come if you want to get to know the Russian infamy at Hackelschamarkt. Come if you think wedding is the future of Berlin, even if there's nothing there but old migrants and a crematorium. Come see how the TV antenna of Alexanderplatz looks like a spike plunged into the thrombosis of the Berlin sky. Come if you understand that less is more. Come delight in the German lesbian hardness. Come to the Gropius Bau to see the definitive Bauhaus exhibition. Come ask yourself, but the wall? Where the fuck was it? Just to figure out that it inhabits the minds of every single German. Come if you want to see the deadly whirlwind of colliding bodies between the S-Bahn and the U-Bahn at Warschauer Straße. Come if Ficken 3000 as a queer interspace has busted your balls. you want to conjure up Tom of Finland during Folsom Europe in Schöneberg. Come see how architecturally disgusting and violent colors are in Strasse der Pariser Kommune. Come get your brains melted at the Kreuzberg Volkshochschule among dumb children, frustrated old ladies, proto-artists, and young Turkish pregnant women. Come spend your day in the antique bookshop in Hauptstrasse, perusing books on Jugendstil and magazines on the RAF. Come meet the human ecology that lives inside Ostbahnhof. Come if you want to impact order, discipline, and denunciation. Come if you want to get to know silence that goes for a stroll. Come if you want to enjoy a millimetric precision of public transports. Come if you want to see a photo exhibition dedicated to Marianne Breslauer's Neue Frau at the Berlinische Galerie. Come to the Potsdamer Platz Arkaden to see the pointlessness of the faces wandering at the color-changing balls. Come to the sauna in Mohrenstrasse to meet the 80-year-olds on Viagra. Come miss the night bus coincidence that brings you from west to east at the crossroads between Spandauer Straße and Marienkirche. Come see the Motzstrasse HIV guy going for a walk with a pug. Come if you want to be overwhelmed by the Berlinale, where just to figure out what you want to watch, you have to study for a month. Come see the sanitary tiles of the stations of the U5 heading to Hönov. Come hook up on Gay Royale and get into people's homes to see furniture and pottery that would fit in a Jörg Buttergereit movie. Come see how party and clubbing circuits open and close every 6 months in an empty oligopoly. Come meet the territorial microidentities, incapable of taking the U-Bahn for one stop and take one step out of their neighborhood. Come if you think that the squat scene in Rigaerstrasse is a faded postcard living in the shade of a past of one's choice. Come lock yourself up inside Barbie Deinhof's in a burst of pink Jägermeister and bitch about the passers-by. Come meet Blixa Bargeld by chance, bloated and cirrhotic. Come experience the loneliness of a winter where if you take the wrong street, you risk freezing to death. Come eat for €7 at the Russian restaurant in Volkshagener Strasse, getting drunk with Georgian wine and pepper vodka. Come in September and see how ridiculous the marathon is. Come eat a huge Wiener Schnitzel at Louis in Richardsplatz to see how Austrians care about differentiation and how they're actually even more mediocre. Come breathe in the darkness of its single rays, from clubs to offices. Come breathe in the darkness in each of its single rays, from clubs to offices, from bars to restaurants. Come buy Turkish bread at night in Sonnenallee. Come to Berlin, where everything is written down and every chain is fixed to the wall. Come to Berlin, where stimulus is answer, cause is effect, and function is structure. Come to Berlin and see. Come to Berlin. Come to Berlin and see how dull and social democratic the average German with his beer in his hand can be. Come to Berlin to hear dyed hair, bandana, grey bin. Come to Berlin to hear dyed hair, bandana, grey van wayfarer, fake American accent. Come to Berlin to see shapes among the numbers. Come to Berlin to experience the nationalist culture of biomarks and of anthroposophy. Come to the Turkish market in Geyser Park. 2 pineapples, €1. A kilogram of chicken legs, $2.50. A packet with 4 spices, 50 cents. Come eat chocolate in the Swedish shops during the fashion week. Come do drugs with €2. Come get your balls busted in a human crowd pretending to have fun on Thursday nights at Möbelhäuser. Come stay in dilapidated old houses with a coal open. Come meet a stream of people whose pipe dream will evaporate in the rotting smoke of their useless lives. Come dance to disco and deep house among bearded youngsters who think they are living in New York in 1972. Come to the world of free magazines, one for each single event. Come and go beyond the skies, diving into Lichtenberg. Come do blowjobs among decomposing corpses in the dark room of Scheune. Come touch the plastic of memory with the music and ethics. Come touch the plastic of memory with the music and ethics of the Volksbühne. Come pick poisonous mushrooms in the forest of Brandenburg. Come pick poisoned mushrooms in the forests of Brandenburg. Come see how ridiculous the roads between Ost-West graffiti riders are. Come see Wannsee and Grunewald in January. Come and find yourself by chance in the clashes at the opening of a Torch Kainar store. Come and find yourself by chance in the clashes at the opening of a Torch Kainar store. Come see people commit suicide at Warsaw. Come see how every revival is flushed into the toilet. Come buy cigarettes from the Chinese and metal tickets from the junkies. Come and hate the artists in Kreuzberg, bars in Kreuzberg, restaurants in Kreuzberg, shops in Kreuzberg, streets in Kreuzberg. Come to snap Berghain on the weekend and to see Baby on a Wednesday night. Come to cross paths with the white underclass from Marzahn who shout in your face, Raus aus Berlin. Come to hate the punks from Friedrichshain with their dreadlocks and their fucking dogs. Come see the survivors of Köpi with the skeletons over their rats bound to their shoulders. Come get bored by the Schwarzer Kanal and transgenial queer demands. Come see how Indisch Woods is. Come tear the posters of Maria am Ostbahnhof off the bridge. Come spit at the youth of the world who feel so guaranteed in their coming adventures. Come and devote a smile to the hearts for people who pick up bottles in the night. Come to Berlin. Come.
I first met Tina in the winter of 1959. It was a very, very cold night, in the middle of a snowstorm in fact. So Maria, Bobby and I decided to take a chance and go out to the Gaslight Cafe on MacDougall because if I remember correctly, Gregory Coulson was in town, was performing that night. So we walked in, there she was, sitting on her own in the cafe. The cafe was really busy, there weren't any other free chairs around. So we asked if we could sit with her and she said yes, and the rest is history, really. Such an incredible way about her. Everybody loved her. She was incredibly welcoming, loving, greatest smile, biggest laughter. You could hear her laughing in the middle of the night at a party. She was walking down the street, and her apartment windows were open. She always knew what was going on. Party.
Yes, Tina.
Down the street.
Yes, Tina. Yes, Tina.
Down the street.
Yes, Tina.
Party.
Yes, Tina.
Down the street.
Yes,
Party.
Tina.
Party.
Yes, Tina.
Down the street.
Yes, Tina.
Party.
Yes, Tina.
Down the street.
Yes,
Party.
Tina. Yes, Tina.
Down the street. She would always ask you how you were. She would always ask you what you had been up to, what you had been reading, what you had been listening to. She would talk about the new records. She would talk about the new kid in town. She knew absolutely everything that was going on in the village. She was such a gem. An incredible woman. She would gather the crowds around. And, she would talk about new poets that came into town or new artists till dawn. Her parties were just incredible. 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 Her parties were just incredible.
Ulama no sea, ulama na yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, do you mean oh yeah, yeah. Ilama no rima, kilama sora, kilama na regale, ilama na yaya. Ulama kayila, ulama kaya, urabaya lama yen, nayama yaya.
My heart cried out perfidia, for I find you the love of my life in somebody else's arms. Your eyes are showing perfidia, forgetful of the promise of love. You're sharing another's child. With the solemn and my dreams are faded like a broken melody. While the gods of love look down and lauded, war romantic fools we mortals. And now I found my love was not for you, and so I take it back with a sigh. Graffiti is one goodbye. Somebody else's arms. Your eyes are showing perfidia, forgetful of the promise of love. You're sharing another's child. Salam and my dreams are fading like a broken melody. While the god of love who challenged love that were romantic fools we mortals.
After working hard all day, and I turn on my machine to hear you if you have called. You say you want to cut me up because I'm such a fag. I hope you're only kidding, because you sound so good. You don't scare me. I hope that someday you'll tell me who you are. And then maybe we could meet at the trucks some rainy night. He wanted to act, but his face got hacked by some man with a knife who kept muttering over and over about having a wife somewhere in Jersey. I want you. You want me. I'm touching you. You're touching me. I'll always have you, and you'll always have me. I never thought this hustling trip would fuck up my head. I never thought I'd want to take my mirror to bed. I see men cruising in this gay porn theater. get together. The bride wore leather. All good fags listen to WBLS instead of WPLJ. You wouldn't want your children raised that way. That man that you hit, you don't mean shit. I've seen him get hit before by men a lot smaller than you who knew what to do because he got hard as he came. When I hear the camera click, I get this feeling about dick. Photographer says,
No hard shots now.
but he gets them anyhow. Jet streams blasting overhead, like pressure across your chest and hit the bed. Maybe I'm mistaken, but wasn't it you who just said, I really don't like getting fucked? Just before I'm ready to shoot, you stop what you're doing to ask my name. You guys from Jersey are all the same. Dogs like sex, but they must beg, and they must be punished if they hump your leg. Roll me over, and I'll play dead in this little mine shaft that is our bed. Accidents can happen when you get carried away. You know I want to please you, and I'll do what you say. I'm no angel, I'll be your slave, but I can't serve you from the grave. It ain't so easy staying alive when you can't control your sex drive. I was so obsessed that I couldn't work. Now I'm the fugitive from the circle jerk. Went to the saint, got bored, came home. Went to the mine shaft, got bored, came home. Went to the glory hole, and it sucked. Now I wanna just get fucked.